Business Consulting Wellington, marketing turnaround strategy for business consulting Wellington. So how do we do this? Well, there's 7 key components to a business financial success. 1 is finances, 2 is strategy, 3 is sales and marketing, 4 is your systems, 5 is operations, and 6 is your people, and 7 is your driver or your management team. So again, how do we do this? Well, first we identify who, where, why. What stops your business from growing is blocking it from either being profitable or functioning correctly. We recognize where the shortfalls are and what needs to be addressed. We'll install a proven strategy for each problem area, and we'll also find your market dominating position for key services. So through this process, we'll generally identify which are your more profitable areas of your business, and we'll probably also identify something you should be doing that maybe you're not doing that's an opportunity. We often uncover major opportunities when we do this, and from this we then take what you're doing and what you could and should do or may be doing, and we'll create your market dominating position. This is an undeniable statement that when someone sees it or hears it, they should literally look at it and say, I have to talk to this person. In fact, when we've finished with that process, prospect listening to your offer and your dominating position should literally say to themselves, I would have to be an idiot not to do business with this person. That's how powerful we would make your positioning. And then we'll measure, update, and improve strategy based upon results. So you'll know exactly what's going on, and we'll be able to show you exactly where the improvements and why they happened. So there will be no confusion about, well, maybe if it was Joe, Bill, or Ben, or Mary, it will be you got this many calls from this situation and you converted X, Y, Z. These are the results. So we can go through each point and find out what is working and what is not, and change it and improve it. We'll fine-tune and keep new efficient strategies up to date. So we'll show you how to keep on top of it so that you don't end up in the same situation again. We'll set up regular performance review program that will absolutely steer your business in the right direction. So we'll make sure the steering wheel is intact and being used to steer the business, the ship, in the right direction. And then we'll review, reset, and repeat. And once you have these in place, your business will start to become unstoppable, almost like the hedgehog principle, where the hedgehog, when it meets a problem, it can roll up in the ball and at least protect itself and then always be moving forwards for the better. So again, how do we do this? Well, we identify your business destination, what your true destination is, define a plan, your business strategy, identify and create your market dominating position, identify your ideal target customer base, or maybe readdress your current customer base in a more productive way with the right digital marketing strategies and offline marketing strategies. 4, we install the right operating process. And 5, we install the right people and correct HR policies. Again, when you're managing people, your HR policies become very important because very clear about what's expected right at the beginning. They tend to stick with it, and it's easier to bring them back to remind them. 6, install systems that work. 7, install the correct financial controls. Not only controls that your accountants can use, but ones that you can actually manage and predict the business with. An example of this would be a large chiropractic business by specializing in whiplash injuries. They were well known for this type of injury. However, over time, the whiplash injuries now represented less than 5% of their actual business. Although they had developed several innovative treatments for other injuries and illnesses, their customers could only see them as the whiplash specialist. Of course, that's a very small percentage of people that actually visit chiropractors. Basically, what it meant was that people would perhaps have an achy shoulder or back or knee and would walk past their office and go into a chiropractor further down the road. It's almost they couldn't see the fact that they were chiropractors for the whiplash specialist label that had in their mind. The business was no longer profitable, and no matter what the business owner tried to innovate, the business was steadily declining. We identified who, where, why, and what stops your business growing. We identified the business units. So in this case, what we did is we just applied our strategy to it. So we identified what stops the business growing. Well, in this case, they were so well pigeonholed in one area of chiropractic that people literally couldn't see them anymore. So we identified the business units. So we identified what the different segments within chiropractic they did, and we looked for how we would build a sales model to show sales and direct costs for each unit. This allowed us to see how each unit was actually performing and recognize where the shortfalls were, what needed addressing. In this case, we were able to see that they had a couple of unique offerings that wasn't very prominent. If you looked at their website, obviously whiplash injury featured quite a lot, and they'd been pigeonholed as that. But if you looked at everything else they offered, it was like everything chiropractic. So if you had a field full of these chiropractors all holding up a billboard, they'd pretty much have the same words on the billboard. And if you had 100 in a field, you wouldn't be able to distinguish one for another. So if you were at an exhibition and you're exhibiting there and you meet, thousands of people come by in a day in a city, every 100 people that you meet that come to your stand that are interested in your subject, only 1% of them are actually now customers. They're ready to open their wallet and hand you money immediately. And around 20% are probably short to medium term buyers, potential prospects, and then another 20% might be longer term prospects, sort of 6 to 18 months, shall we say, and the rest will never buy for you. There's no way they'll ever buy for you, okay? So if you can appeal to the 1%, the now buyers, that at least gets you sales generated straight away. So one of the specialties he had, which he developed with his wife, this particular chiropractor, was she suffered from a terrible pain of fibromyalgia. I mean, fibromyalgia, from what I can understand, it sounds like one of those diagnoses that a doctor gives you when they've kind of given up on you. So we say fibromyalgia, well, you don't know what to do anymore. I'm sorry, you've got pain, but that's it. So he worked out that with about 5 or 6 sessions, he could cure fibromyalgia, or at least get his wife out of pain, and she'd been fine ever since. So we came up with a squeeze page in a heading that said something along the lines of, "Are you sick and tired of suffering the excruciating pain of fibromyalgia? Now you can discover in 5 or 6 simple sessions how to be free of that pain forever." And then we created a squeeze page, and at least it got now buyers into the business. And of course, everyone knew as a chiropractor, so that brought in other business. But we found 3 or 4 little niche areas like that, which were still to do with being a chiropractor, but they gave an instant market dominating position in that niche field within their field. With this kind of approach, we completely transformed that business. So basically, we applied, installed proven strategies for each problem area using our process. Decide how to redefine each unit, keep or rebrand or replace and or remarket. So in this chiropractic example, there were some things we didn't even mention anymore, because once we had enough niche areas coming in and the idea grew that it wasn't just whiplash injuries, and it became more obvious it was a chiropractor, so the follow-on business started to grow as a result. So we identified the correct targets for each business unit and staff incentives, plus, most importantly, we engineer and apply your MDP, market dominating position, for key services. And we were able to measure, update and improve the strategies based upon results. We were able to define, update and put in measurement for new strategies for each business unit to keep your business on track, and then fine-tune new effective strategies and update and maintain, set up regular performance review. So, we're able to keep on top of this and set up their management program so they're able to do this. It gave them the opportunity to, with the reviews, to stay on target, and they were flexible for new changing market conditions as they occurred. Ensure constant discipline is applied throughout the organisation as it grows, and add new business units and branches as and when required. And again, a rinse and repeat process, because if you stop the discipline, that's when it starts to go back again. Thank you for watching Market Turnaround Strategy for Business Consulting Wellington. For more, watch our next video called SEO Marketing Strategy or Finance Systems Business Consulting Wellington. Ask where to start first.